Hello and welcome. I am Jess with Guided by Equus, and I'm here with your HorseWisdom energy forecast for the week of November 11th. Just taking a deep breath and finding, this is interesting. It feels like there's so much as part of the meaning of November 11th, and I know it's like a doorway with the 11, but it's a doorway into something greater, which is interesting because I couldn't find the words until I turned on this video, and now that I've turned on the video, the words are coming. A doorway that marked the end of World War II, a doorway that every year marks something and then the words I got actually when I was trying to come up with something for this video was the go-between. And actually that kind of makes a lot of sense, is that today and actually into this week, because tomorrow we have a full moon, is we're going between two worlds, the old and the new, I guess, something into something else, and we are actually that go-between, and this week especially it feels like there is a magical kind of presence or kind of feeling to the universe, that we are seeing things from that doorway of maybe where we're moving, if that makes sense, or like seeing below how, or not even below, but like seeing how we can be part of creating something that is bigger than us, I guess is the best way I can put it. And last night I moved Noche in with Fancy. Fancy came home the other day and I put them together. And Noche, who had been with the herd after everybody had broke free, was really moving in a way that a wild stallion would, with his head down, kind of snaking and kind of keeping everybody together and moving those out that he didn't feel were part of his herd. And then, because of how the dynamics needed to work here at this farm, Fancy came home and she was with Dandy, but I felt like she needed a support system, so I felt that these two coming together would be beneficial for them both. And the rest of the herd is actually settled into more of a cohesive unit, and these two, but it was interesting to watch because Noche tried to herd Fancy around, and Fancy really didn't want to have that. She just wanted a relationship because she had had that with Dandy, who she was with for the last couple months. And this morning I find that they have come together, and actually it feels like they are even this go-between for this week, or the representative of that go-between, like what we are intrinsically not intrinsically, but instinctively, I guess is a better word, kind of like Noche, instinctively knowing that we need to do versus wanting to find connection in relationship, which Fancy was kind of bringing forth yesterday. And so it's kind of bridging both of those worlds as to how we can not only discover this week, but actually utilize that energy, this doorway, to see how we can become the bridge of that for whatever it is that we want to bring more of into the world, and whether that's in a relationship or in our work or in whatever aspect that is. That actually now I'm feeling like everything is just kind of settled, and I have this really peaceful feeling in my gut, because it can feel really chaotic when we try to figure out which side we're supposed to be on, but actually it's finding that bridge of how to bridge both of those worlds, that instinctual side and that relating side to, and connecting, right? To find connection in the relationship of our instincts, and how that they can both kind of come together to support not only us, but our being in the world, and how we want to be and how we want to live and how we want to bring forth who we are, so that we can really be fulfilled and inspired. And that is super interesting because I had no idea that any of this would come out. So obviously this medium really helps me tune into the energy of the space and the horses and just everything that's kind of going on. And I'm kind of smiling and laughing at myself. But again, it's those things that we don't know about ourselves until we can kind of see it from an outsider, a more universal perspective. And so that actually feels like that's part of what's going on for us this week. And so I would love to hear if that is present for you in your life this week, or if this message was supportive to you also. And I guess it's like my heart is fluttering, but it's like a butterfly flutter, okay? So that is like the butterfly effect, right? Rippling out into the world, and just those little things that we do, we have no idea what kind of the effect that they create. But it's feeling strong enough within ourselves to just do them, like a butterfly would just do what it does, and it creates shifts that go far out and beyond. And so I guess if that is the message for the week, then right now it feels, my whole inside just feels like it's kind of lit up and soft and peaceful and smiling. So much love to you guys from myself and the horses at Guided by Equus, and I look forward to seeing what next week brings. And Dash is here to join us too. Hi Dash, it's okay. And if there is one more piece, it actually feels like each one of these videos want to be supported through one of the Horse Wisdom Revelations cards. So I will share the card that will support the energy and the message of the intuitive Horse Wisdom forecast for you in a moment. Welcome back. So the card I pulled for this week is Lily. And Lily is a granddaughter of our very first Morgan mare, Willow. Lily was part of my life when I was maybe 15 or 16 or 17. And Lily shares the Horse Wisdom illumination to embark. The invocation, what is to be made through our own intervention is the due course of action that we continually find ourselves invested in by way of contribution to what is our legacy. We must let go what must be let go of in order to initiate what it is that we are enticed to activate within us is the force that reconciles us with our own initiation of the undoing of all that is unnecessary, so that we may deliver, through acquiring the tools most necessary, what is to be and remain as what we leave behind. Lily's invitation, what is calling to you? There is a calling, a yearning for something that might not still be understood. Heed this calling. As you learn to pay attention more and more to what is showing up for you, there may be an increase in the frequency and messages from the universe. These are designed to help you remember what it is that is your calling and what is calling to you. Notice the signs and synchronicities that show up on a regular basis. Notice what shows up out of the blue. Each of these are little breadcrumbs to help you remember the path you're on. And so it feels very related to what I was sharing in the space of the horses. And so just taking a deep breath on that and letting it, I guess, kind of find its way into your own being to help you. Actually, the word that's coming is encourage. To encourage you to maybe pay more attention. And the image that I just got, this is interesting, is like a little bird who's kind of pecking around. And then, but like as their distance gets bigger and bigger, they find a more expansive range of what they are pecking to nourish them. So hopefully that made sense. And if you guys are interested in joining, receive the greater wisdom of the Horse Wisdom Oracle, you can find the link below to find out more in the Journey to the Horse Wisdom Oracle subscription and program. that offers you an insider deep dive into what horse wisdom is and how the more than 50 Morgan horses that have been part of my own life have helped me enable these gifts and I guess really become more authentic in my own being and sense of where I am in the world, and what I guess my soul purpose is here to do and to create and to fulfill in my life. And so it feels actually super tied to the energy of this week also. But this horse wisdom journey is something that I'm proud that I actually stepped into giving it a life, because it was my own life that they helped me live and experience and become a better, more authentic person through my experiences with my horses. So if that calls to you, I invite you to check out the link below this video to discover more about the journey to the Horse Wisdom Oracle, which is probably about a 52 week journey that began the beginning of November 2019 and will continue until we reach the 50 horses and more that are in the background of this, of my life, that didn't make the oracle itself, but are still part of all of the horse wisdom experiences that helped create the oracle. So I would love to have you join us, and otherwise much love to you, and we will see what happens as we move from this week into next week through the Horse Wisdom Weekly Energy Forecast. Take care and love you guys.